Poifector neck. Anahita's not giving up. Poifect just in front. Anahita dives. I think Poifector knows.
But I like Another Will to take out the listed Testarossa Stakes on Saturday.
It's on the inside, Another Will. It does pick up, it lifts, it extends. A length and a quarter, Wishlaw Lass. A few worrying moments, but Another Will is too good. Bring on the Toorak.
I can't believe we're getting $5 about Jimmy Star. I know it's failed punters in the past, but I'm pretty confident it could be winning on Saturday.
And Jimmy Star flying. Ashford Street needs the line. Tippy towing. Jimmy Star driving. Put in a really big lunge to make it interesting.
Hello everyone and welcome to another preview. It's a double preview today, previewing Moonee Valley Manikato Stakes night tomorrow night, followed by a Sandown AFL Grand Final Day meeting. Can't wait to get stuck into it. The Wall of Fame last week, the photo that was put up, chosen by you guys, was the win of Buckaroo. Emphatic win in the Underwood Stakes. So it goes on the wall next to Mr. Brightside and Pride of Jenni. We get to see them two at the Valley. Let's get on with the preview. Race 1 to start the night is the 3-year-old handicap over the 1200 metres. Gallant Sun, first up for the Moody and Coleman team, is the favourite at $2.90. Second favourite is also first up, Stanley Express at $4.20. Then $6 about for Stolly Bolly. $7 for Thames. I'm going to cop some stick for how I pronounce that. And Aldolfito, $8.50, the only other runner in single figures. The rest are double figures. Thames? It's Thames, isn't it? I'll just stuff that up. Anyway, Stanley Express, this was its last start. Last start jump out. I'm losing my mind already. Last start jump out at Cranbourne in preparation for its run tomorrow night. Very nice bit of work on the outside. It's had one run in its career, Stanley Express, and it was a win in the Showdown Stakes. It's got an average prize money per race of $571,000. Not too many horses have that. But Stanley Express from Gate 4, I'm hoping it settle midfield on the outside. And although I don't think Moonee Valley is its track and it'll want further in time, I think it's ready to go first up by the Clinton McDonald team. And how good is Clinton McDonald at the moment? He's on fire. It's on top for me, ahead of Aldolfito, who was a very good winner at Flemington last start. Has been given a little bit of time since then. I think it'll be getting back and might be running into a nice third or fourth, but I still think it's a good horse. Gallant Sun in there for third, the favourite. This horse should settle from gate 1 either in the lead or box seating, and it'll be hard to beat. And then Stolly Bolly, Blake Shin goes on, which is a big plus, and it's had some good market support. But I'm with Stanley Express to start the night at the Valley. Race 2 is a benchmark 84 over the 1200 metres. This is a very even race. War Machine is the favourite at $3, ahead of Barraquil, who's at $4.60. $10 about for Gumdrops, $9 I should say, and longer odds the rest. This was the last start runs of both Barraquil and Sir Sway at Flemington. Now I've actually got Sir Sway on top tomorrow night. This horse only finished 2 3/4 lengths off the winner Moby Dick in this race at Flemington. I think back around a bend on a firmer surface, drawn a good gate to be right there on speed, is the reason it can turn the tables on Barraquil. Barraquil's also drawn gate 14, which I don't see to be ideal, 1200 metres around the Valley, but I think Sir Sway, especially at the $17 at the moment, appeals at the current price. I was tossing up between it and Gumdrops, but if you go back to its form last preparation, Sir Sway actually has a victory over Gumdrops, and they meet at similar weights here, and Gumdrops is first up compared to Sir Sway third up. So I think Sir Sway represents massive value at the double figures currently. Gumdrops should get a good run from gate 5, Ben Melham in the saddle. It can go bang first up. War Machine is a very exciting horse. It's won its last 3. Draws gate 12, which isn't ideal from my perspective, but it is good enough to overcome it for sure. And then in for 4th, I have forgotten who I've put in for 4th. It's Peace Treaty and it's scratched, so forget about Peace Treaty. I like Sir Sway at double figures in race 2. A new night season at the Valley sees the return of the 55-second challenge, and this is Heat 1. It's a benchmark 84 over the 955 metres. Frilled is the favourite at $4.80, ahead of Beast Mode, who's at $5. Passaggiata is at $5.50. Cellui at $6. Then you've got $8 about for Marble 9, about $9.50 for Scuderia and Holy Racket. Longer odds the rest. This was the last start run of Beast Mode at the Valley, where, well, It led for a fair way and just got caught late. Now, this was over 1,200 metres. It drops back to the 955 metres. So when it goes past the 250 metre mark, it's in front by about a length. This horse is ideally suited, in my opinion, to the 955. And if you looked at its replay, which we just saw, it absolutely zipped around the corner. It railed like a greyhound, and although I don't think it's going to lead because there's a lot of speed drawn inside it tomorrow night, I reckon it'll settle maybe 5th or 6th, one off the fence, peeling into the race late with Ryan Houston's 3 kilo claim, the weight off its back. I reckon it can go bang, and I like it. It was $12 when I tipped it. It's $5 now, so missed the price, but that's also due to the scratching of Ferrari. But I like Beast Mode on top, definitely ahead of Passagiata, who from gate 3 should lead for Damien Lane and might not be caught. Scuderia, that's who it is. Back in class from the listed Norman Carline Stakes, where it ran only under a length behind Mornington Glory, who went on to win a Group 1. I reckon Scuderia is over the odds at $10 or $9.50 at the moment, and also Frilled. Gee, I don't even know my top 4. Frilled from gate 2, dominant winner of a most recent trial by 7.5 lengths over a horse called Jimmy Star, who won last week. Blake Shin takes the reins. It's an even race, but I'm with Beast Mode. I reckon I'm looking forward to this race the most tomorrow night. It's the Group 2 Feehan Stakes, race 4, 1,600 metres, 4-horse field. Mr. Brightside is the favourite at $1.90, ahead of Pride of Jenni, who's at $2. Then $12 for Antino, 23s for Attrition, and that's the field. Mr. Brightside, Antino, and Pride of Jenni come through this run in the Maccabi Diva Stakes. 3/4 of the field actually come through this race, so it's a hot form race. Mr. Brightside and Pride of Jenni fought it out to the end. I didn't expect Pride of Jenni to do what it did after its Memsey Stakes performance, but it's well and truly back, and I just think third up, it's better suited than Mr. Brightside. I reckon now it's really ready to go. Pride of Jenni, I've got 2 units to win on it. From gate 1, it's usually drawn outside gates and had to come across. It drew gate 3 in the Queen Elizabeth, where it won by 7 lengths. From gate 1, we'll have to do no work to get to the fence, obviously. It's drawn gate 1, and there's going to be no other horses in this race that are going to want to lead other than Pride of Jenni. She'll be out in front, I'd say, by 6 or 7 like she usually is. And around the valley, she'll zip around the valley, and I'm hoping they won't catch her. And she can turn the tables on Mr. Brightside, who's also a very good chance. I think it'll storm into second. Antino in there for third. Back on a firmer surface helps. Blake Shin rides. It could be a bit of a surprise package. And Attrition, who's in there for fourth. But I like Pride of Jenni to take out the Group 2 Feehan Stakes. Race 5 is the Group 3 Scarborough Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies over the 1,200 metres. The first leg of the quaddie, and Anisa is the favourite currently. First up for the Moonee and Coleman team at $4.80. GG's Miss Truth, second favourite at $5. $7 about for Bold Bastille. $7.50 for Zaitung. $8.50 for To Be or Not To Be. $9 Bellatrix Star. You got about $9.50 for Matisse. Gee, this is an open race. Double figures the rest. This was the last jump out of, I hope I pronounced this right, Benadryl. I'm going to go with Benadryl, but this horse, really good last jump out. It sat in the lead and wasn't that tested, and it went to the line nicely. Coeur Volant won this race last year, and it was trained by Mike Moroney. Mike Moroney trains Benadryl. Coeur Volant into the Scarborough Stakes last year, had 2 wins and then had a spell. This horse, Benadryl, has had 2 wins and then a spell. Coeur Volant last year drew gate 1. Benadryl has drawn gate 1. Blake Shin rode Coeur Volant last year. Blake Shin rides Coeur Volant, Benadryl this year. It's just the stars aligning. The only reason Coeur Volant won last year was because they ran it at a frantic tempo, and that could be the thing that changes the result. I think Benadryl from gate 1 will be either box seating or 2 pairs back, and I think they're going to go at a pretty fast clip, and I reckon it's the one that could be, everyone could be catching off guard here. I've got it on top, ahead of GG's Miss Truth, who was really good first up behind Drifting. It's in with a chance. Bellatrix Star, good last start winner. It'll be firing from the back, and in for fourth. Chateau Miraval, I reckon, is way over the odds at $30 plus. Should roll to the front and be hard to beat. But I like Benadryl for all the reasons outlined. Coeur Volant style. Race 6 is the Group 2 Stud Stakes over the 1,600 metres. Dawn Service is the favourite at $3.20 currently. 420, the second favourite is Evaporate. 450 about for Daggers. Henline is at $6, $8 about for Detroit City, and longer odds the rest. The listed Exford Plate is the last start replay we're taking a look at. Dawn Service, Daggers, and Detroit City all come out of this run. Now, out of this race, look, Dawn Service was rock hard fit. Daggers was rock hard fit. Detroit City was off a little bit of a freshen up, and I thought it ran extremely well. Through the line, it was really strong, looking for further next start, and it gets 1,600 metres here. That's why I'm with it. I don't think the Valley suits it at all, but from gate 3, I'm hoping can stay off the rails. It'd probably get pushed back to the rails, but should be off midfield and hopefully blending in down that side bit and making its run. I reckon it's over the odds at $8. I've got it on top ahead of Daggers, who from gate 1 will settle right on speed. Blinkers on, can do the trick. Dawn Service in there for third. Good last start winner. Slight query, 1,600 metres for me, but we'll see how it goes. And Evaporate is 1-3 on the trot, can make it 4. It's in exceptional form. But I like Detroit City to take out the Group 2 Stud Stakes. Race 7 is the feature. It's the Group 1 Manikato Stakes over the 1,200 metres. Your favourite is Growing Empire at $4.50. Ahead of I Wish I Win at $6. $6 about also for Estriella and Hayasugi. Longer odds the rest. $9.50 for V8 as well. Longer odds the rest. The Moya Stakes is the last start replay we're taking a look at. I Wish I Win, Estriella, Hayasugi, Coleman, and Caballas all come through this run, as well as Johnny Rocker and Chain of Lightning, but I couldn't be bothered highlighting them. Now, out of this run, I want to be following I Wish I Win. Was slashing home late, had the fastest last 200 metre sectional of that race. But my mind changed when I saw the barrier draw and speed map this race. I reckon Kieran Maher holds the keys to this race. He's got the 3 most likely leaders, Growing Empire, Estriella, and also Recommendation. He's going to have a word to all jockeys, obviously. And I reckon he's going to say, look, Recommendation, drop back. Let our boy Growing Empire roll to the front out of trouble. And let our girl with a big chance, Estriella, sit on its outside. Now, the horse that could bring this undone, in my opinion, is Coleman. If he jumps from gate 1, I don't think Matt Laurie's going to want to be stuck on the fence. He's going to want to push this horse to the lead with the lightweight. But I don't think it has as much early speed as the Maher horses. So that's why I think it'll be a Kieran Maher controlled race. And with that in mind, Estriella, second up fitter, had excuses last start, was 3 wide, no cover. I think is a good chance. It's a race where I really want to see what happens in run and back a horse in run. If Estriella doesn't get its own way and goes outside the leader, I want to be with I Wish I Win. If they go at a really fast clip and I Wish I Win's close enough, I want to be with I Wish I Win. But if it's how I've mapped the race, it's going to be sort of a moderate tempo and Estriella's going to be sitting outside the leader and I Wish I Win's going to be second last. I want to be with Estriella. So I've got Estriella on top ahead of I Wish I Win, who's going to be in with a great chance. Caballas, 40-1 is way over the odds. The way it finished off last start, looking for 1,200 metres, Josh Parr comes down from Sydney to ride. If you are a roughie punter and you want to back a roughie, Caballas, get on Caballas. And then in there for 4th, Hayasugi. I think we'll need some luck from gate 2, but it was a good last start run. Not sure with this race, but Estriella is the map horse for me, but I think I Wish I Win's the best chance. Who do you go with? I'm not too sure. Estriella at the moment. Race 8 to finish the night is the Group 2 Stock Stakes for the mares over the 1,600 metres. Grinzinger Bell, dominant last start winner, is the favourite at $2.60 ahead of El Safina, who's at $3.90. You've got $5.50 about for Jenni Lala and longer odds the rest. Jenni Lala, this was its last start run at Caulfield behind Another Will, where I thought it was really good first up. The only horses that beat it was Another Will, who's on another level, and a race fit here to Shock and Bankmore. I thought Jenni Lala did really well to stick on as well as it did. I've got 1 unit that win on Jenni Lala on tomorrow night. I reckon it's a brilliant chance from gate 4. I reckon we'll lead or settle outside the leader and it'll just power away from them and put a margin on them. I'm really quite confident on this race actually. Nothing screams second up syndrome more than a brutally run race on a heavy track first up. That's what Grinzinger Bell and El Safina have had. Nothing screams second up syndrome more than a fast run heavy race first up onto a good track second up at the Valley. Nothing screams second up syndrome more than that. I don't want to be with those two horses. I'm against them, hard against them, and I reckon Jenni Lala represents value at the moment. We'll see how Mr. Brightside and Pride of Jenni and Antino perform in their races on a fast run race on a heavy track at Flemington onto a good surface at the Valley. We'll see, but those horses were all second up, and Grinzinger Bell and Elsefina are first up. So I want to be with Jenni Lala. 1 unit the win on it. Happy to take it. Fire of Etna, good first up winner, good chance. Second to none coming across from Adelaide. Jamie Carr rides is a good chance. And Matriarch Rose off the week back up. Karen McAvoy on. It's over the odds as well. Jenni Lala I want to be with in the last. Now it's time for the quaddie. Last week, oh so close. Kundalini we got in the last leg, but we didn't get positivity in the first leg. So we'll move on to what we're doing for the Valley. It's going to be in race 5, 1 Anisa, 3 Bellatrix Star, 4 GG's Miss Truth, 8 Chateau Miraval, and 11 Benadryl. In race 6, going for 2 Evaporate, 3 Dawn Service, 4 Daggers, 5 Detroit City, and 9 right down the bottom, Discreetly Blue. In race 7, 1 I Wish I Win, 6 Caballas, 8 Estriella, 12 Growing Empire, 13 Hayasugi, and bring it home in the last leg with the 4 Second to None, the 7 Jenni Lala, and the 9 in Fire of Etna. That's what we're doing for the quaddie this week. Now we move on to Sandown. Race 1 is the 3-year-old fillies quality over the 1400 metres. Treasure the Moment is the favourite at $2.20, ahead of Chewing Gum at $2.90. Kadeem is at $5.50, and double figures the rest. Treasure the Moment, this was its last start run at Sandown, where it ran a very good second. It was first up on this occasion, so just peaked on the run late, but I thought through the line it was actually going pretty strongly. I think second up now, up to the 1400 metres. From gate 2, I think can get a comfortable run up on speed, and I reckon it's the one to beat. I've got it on top for Matt Laurie, ahead of Chewing Gum, who's clearly the second elect. Was a very good debut winner at Geelong, straight up to the 1400 metres. Aggressive placement by the Hayes boys. Celine Gaudray rides him with a good chance. Kadeem was decent first up in a harder race, drops back down in class, and from the wide gate should settle outside the leader and be hard to beat. And Forever in Time, if this horse runs top 4, I'm going to say top 4 on Saturday, then black book it and follow it wherever it goes next start, because it's ready to run a big race. But I'm in the corner of Treasure the Moment to take out the first at Sandown. Race 2 is the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings quality over the 1400 metres. We've seen a couple of these horses already, but Daggers is the favourite at $3, ahead of Sugarcoat, who's at $3.50, $3.80 about for Detroit City, $6 for Ndola, longer odds the rest. This was the last start run of Daggers in Detroit City at Flemington in the Exford Plate. As I've already said before, Detroit City really good through the line. Wanting further, Daggers also pretty good run. I'm actually with Daggers at Sandown. I hope Daggers goes to Sandown because I'm going to be with it. I just think at 1400 metres it's better suited than Detroit City. Detroit City's also drawn gate 1, so might not be able to build up its momentum at the time that Billy Egan wants to, and over 1400 metres that could prove detrimental, where I think 1600 metres tomorrow night at the Valley is better suited for Detroit City. But Daggers blinkers first time as well, should fly across from the outside gate to lead, and hopefully they won't catch it, ahead of Detroit City. Sugarcoat in there for third is 1-2 on the bounce, should roll forward and be hard to beat. It can win definitely, and Ndola should be running on from the back and doing its best work late. But I'm in the corner of Daggers in race 2 at Sandown. Race 3 is a mare's benchmark 70 over the 1400 metres. I'm really keen to have something on a couple of horses in this race. Zlotys is the favourite at $2.90, ahead of Written in Code at $6.50. Our Sassy Lady is at $7, and double figures the rest. Walk of Fame and Zlotys come out of this last start Sandown race, where Walk of Fame was narrowly defeated by Zlotys. Now, out of this run, Walk of Fame gets a 2.5 kilo weight swing on Zlotys, which I think puts Walk of Fame ahead of Zlotys, judging off that weight swing. And Walk of Fame had to make a bit of a sustained run last start. Took off pretty early, was entitled to fatigue late, which it did. So I think Walk of Fame can turn the tables on Zlotys, and it's $17 compared with $3. Yes, please, I'm taking Walk of Fame. I also do concede that Zlotys was only second up on that day and probably has further improvement to come. It's a very progressive horse, so I want to be with both of them. 1.5 unit the win on Zlotys, and 0.25 units to win on Walk of Fame. In for third, Written in Code, Ryan Houston goes on, was a tragedy beaten last start and will be flying home from the back. And in for fourth, Procurable. This horse might need a run or two to get fit, but I think it's got good enough form to do something here. I like Walk of Fame and Zlotys in race number 3. Race 4 is a benchmark 78 over the 1800 metres. The favourite is Freight Train at $3.70 for Ethan Brown, ahead of Al Miraz. First up for the Moody and Coleman team at $5.50. Our Samurai Mind is also at $6, I should say. Electric Impulse at $6.50. The Englishman is at $8.50. Double figures the rest. Not a race I was too confident on, but this was the last start win of a Samurai Mind out there at Morphettville over in South Australia. Now, this is a tougher race that it faces on Saturday, but I've gone with this horse because I think it's very progressive. It's a 4-year-old, a newly seasoned 4-year-old. It's 4 from 8 in its career. I know it's been winning in South Australia, but still, it's a very progressive horse if it's 4 from 8 in its career. Lockie Neindorf travels from South Australia to ride this horse on Saturday. Draws gate 3, can be right on speed, has won its last 2. I like it. I've got it on top. Ahead of the Englishman, who I thought was pretty good last start. It was a last start winner. A winner before its last start. It went to Sandown and was pretty good. It missed the start by 5 lengths and only got beaten 2, so it probably should have won. It can fly home from the back. It's in for a very close second. Freight Train was good last start. Third up, Peking. It's right to go. And then in there for 4th, I got Fists of Fury. Aggressive placement by the team. It ran first up over 1400 metres. Second up straight to the 1800 metres. Geordie Childs rides. I reckon it's over the odds. But I like a Samurai Mind just ahead of the Englishman in race number 4. It's that time of the week. It's last man standing. And Geordie had a big result last week. He had a $100 win all up. Autumn Glow into Fangirl, which got up, and we all have to do the chasing work. So our leader, Geordie, this week, he's going for 25 each way on Linebacker in the Golden Rose and 25 the win on Hellbent on You in the first race there at Rose Hill. Sammy is going for... Cole hasn't got me the tips yet. Sammy's going for 50 each way on Rose Hill race 2 number 1 Everrido, or Everrido, however you pronounce that. I'm going for 60 the win on Jenny Lala, and a bit of a spoiler alert, $20 each way on Independent Road. And then you've got Braden, who hasn't got me the tips yet, and Sky High Horse Racing. You can pause it if you want to see his all-ups, because I can't really remember him off the top of my head. That's what we're doing for Last Man Standing this week. Race 5 is a 3-year-old handicap over the 1,000 metres. We've seen a few of these horses as well earlier in the preview. $2.90 about for the favourite Gallant Sun, $4.40 for Stanley Express, $7.50 for Winner's Edge, $8.50 about for Aldolfido, and longer odds the rest. This was the last start run of Gallant Sun and, last start run of Gallant Sun, last start race, where it won by 6 lengths, and this is why the market really respects Gallant Sun. It won this race by 6 lengths, as I've already said. Draws gate 4 on Saturday. Should likely go to the front, and over the 1,000 metres, Linda Meach in the saddle, 54 kilos. I don't think they'll be able to catch it. I really hope it goes to Saturday and not Friday night. I think it's more suited over the 1,000 metres, and it can be winning. In for second, Aldolfido should settle closer in the run than what it will do tomorrow night and be powering home. Stanley Express draws gate 10, which I don't think is ideal, and needs further than the 1,000 metres. And then in there for 4th, I got Manolo Bling. Should roll forward, 52 kilos, Jayla Kennedy, hard fit, can make its presence felt. But I'm in the corner of Gallant Sun in the first leg of the quaddie. Race 6 is an open handicap over the 1,800 metres. Barclay Square is the favourite at $4.80, ahead of Aramco, who's at $5.50. $8.50 about for Keats. $9.50 for both Knight's Choice and Miramasa. Longer odds the rest. This was the last start runs of both Miramasa and Independent Road at the Valley in the So You Think Stakes behind Pericles. Now, this was a very good run from Miramasa, decent run from Independent Road. Off this run, though, Independent Road gets a 4.5 kilo weight swing on Miramasa, so I think Independent Road should finish ahead of Miramasa on Saturday. Independent Road's also drawn gate 7, is likely to have a better run in transit, and the 54 kilos I reckon suits ideally. Independent Road, each way all day for me. That's why I like it in the last man standing. I reckon it's a very, very good chance in this race. In for second, I've got Miramasa. Will be firing home from the back. Good first up run. In for third, Knight's Choice. Off the week, back up off the Group 1 Underwood Stakes. Massive drop in class. It can win. And Barclay Square, good last start winner. I love this horse. it's in for fourth. But I like Independent Road in race number 6. Race 7 is the feature of the day. It's the Group 3 Sandown Stakes over the 1500 metres. Craig is the favourite at $2.60, ahead of Nicolini Vito, who's at $5.50. $5.50 also about for Desert Lightning, and longer odds the rest. This was the last start run of Craig at Caulfield. This was an outstanding win from the back. Rounded them up and won by 2 1/4 lengths. This is probably my best of the day at Sandown. I'm having 2 units to win on Craig. From gate 5, the 54 kilos should settle midfield, and with the long Sandown straight, it should be firing home. I really like Craig on Saturday. I reckon it'll win, and I've got 2 units to win on it to do so. Nicolini Vito in there for second. Was a good last start runner. Good last start run, and will be running well again on Saturday. Holy Mans will settle forward, and I think double figures is over the odds. And Desert Lightning from gate 1 up in distance suits. It's a good chance, but I like Craig to take out the Sandown Stakes. Race 8, the finish today is a benchmark 84 over the 1400 metres. Vedad is the favourite at $3.70, ahead of Modown at $5. Freak of Nature, well, that's double figures the rest. Vedad, this was its last start run at the Valley behind Miss Aria, where it looked like at about the 100 metre mark it was going to win. Then it was bloused. I think it'll be fitter for that first up run. Second up to the 1400 metres suits. Gate 17 isn't ideal at all, but late in the day at Sandown, it might be the place you want to be by that stage of the day. John McNeil retains the ride, and I just think it'll be powering home late and is a good chance of winning the last. Prowling, good last start run, and will be running well again. In for third, I've got Conqueror. This horse third up might be ready to do something. I reckon it's over the odds. And then in for fourth, I've got El Rocco. Needs a wet track, but has been running well and ran third behind Craig on a good track, which is good form. I like Vedad to take out the last. Now it's time for the quaddie. We'll get straight on with it. I'm expecting a few of these to get scratched. That's why I've gone pretty wide. Race 5, number 2, Stanley Express. Number 3, Aldolfito. 5, Manolo Bling. 6, Symphony of Colour. 8, Gallant Sun. 10, Durova. And 11, Winner's Edge. In race 6, 1, Knight's Choice. 2, Miramassa. 5, Barclay Square. 6, King Magnus. 11, Independent Road. 13, Aramco. 14, Logan Street Lion. And 15, Star Vega. Race 7, 1 out, Craig. Race 8, going for 7, Tijuana. 8, Vedad, 11, El Rocco, 12, Conqueror, 13, Prowling, and 18, Modown. That's what I'm doing for the Sandown quaddie this Saturday. Well, everyone, hope you enjoyed this pretty long preview. It's going to be just over a 7-unit spend this week. I'm looking forward to the racing. Hope you are as well. Thanks, everyone, for watching the preview, and until next week's preview, bye for now.